Imagine seeing one of your childhood heroes, a rock icon, looking frail and needing assistance just to stand. That's exactly what happened to Geezer Butler during Black Sabbath's final rehearsals, and his emotional reaction is something you won't forget. In a recent appearance on his wife Gloria's podcast, Gabbing with Girlfriends, the legendary bassist Geezer Butler opened up about Black Sabbath's poignant Back to the Beginning concert. He answered fan questions submitted to the podcast, including one that asked about his initial thoughts on playing that monumental final show at Villa Park in Birmingham, England. But here's where it gets controversial. The show almost didn't happen because of Ozzy's health. Geezer's response wasn't just about the concert itself. It delved into his reunion with bandmates and, most strikingly, his reaction to seeing Ozzy Osbourne's health at the time. "I suppose I was just wondering how everybody would do," Geezer confessed, recalling when the idea of the Back to the Beginning show was first presented. He knew Ozzy wasn't at his peak, and that Bill Ward had also been facing health challenges. Tony Iommi, however, was enthusiastic, and Geezer himself was on board, provided everyone else was too. The fact that it was at Villa Park, the home of his beloved Aston Villa football team, made it even more special, a place he had visited since he was a little boy. He immediately agreed. Butler then recounted the rehearsal process. The first 2 days involved Tony Iommi, Bill Ward, and Geezer working things out. And this is the part most people miss. Ozzy didn't arrive until day 3, and his condition was a shock. "The only shocking bit was when Ozzy came in," Geezer revealed. "I knew Ozzy was very ill, but I didn't realize how ill he was." He elaborated, painting a vivid picture. "On the 3rd day, Ozzy came in, and he was helped in by 2 helpers. And I was just shocked to see him like that. And, of course, being Ozzy, he had to crack a few jokes and things. And they had like an armchair set aside so he could sit down to sing through the songs, 'cause he couldn't stand up." This moment underscores the dedication and sheer willpower it took for Ozzy to participate in that final concert. Geezer continued, "I think we rehearsed about 6 or 7 songs and picked out 4 or 5. We knew we could only do 4 or 5 because of the time limit, and we picked out the 4 or 5 songs that sounded the best and which we were most comfortable with. And after that, we fell into the old Sabbath again." Ozzy could only do it once, could only rehearse, go through the songs one time, and then he'd leave, and we'd sort of carry on. This highlights the pragmatic approach the band took, focusing on quality over quantity given the circumstances. They knew they had to make the most of the limited time they had with Ozzy. But the Back to the Beginning concert held another layer of significance for Geezer. It marked a reconciliation with Ozzy after a 6-year period of estrangement caused by a falling out between their wives, Gloria and Sharon Osbourne. A seemingly innocuous disagreement had created a significant divide between longtime friends. "Because you and Sharon had fallen out, I didn't see Ozzy at all for about 6 years after the last gig," Geezer told his wife on the podcast. "Then you and Sharon were talking and everything was okay again, and it was great to finally get to talk to Ozzy again. We used to text each other every day. He used to send me some funny things, and I'd send him some funny things. It was just great to be back together again after all these years. I mean, he's probably my oldest friend. I've known him for 57 years, so it was great to get back together again." This reunion adds a heartwarming dimension to the story, reminding us that even rock legends are subject to the complexities of human relationships. The concert wasn't just a final performance. It was a renewal of a decades-long friendship. What do you think? Was it worth it for the band to do the show given Ozzy's condition? Or should they have preserved his legacy and memory by not performing? You can listen to the full podcast episode with Geezer below.